tough interviewer, so
I heard a little bit.
Eric,
We have our own sweatshop going in.
I'm not going to be weird, but my back is right there, but I don't want to lean down.
Well. I know we just
bro.
met, but that's very friendly.
Yo, I'm friendly, but I ain't that
Right.
Save it for the second of that.
Maybe, yeah.
Amen,
Next time I
brother.
see you, though.
Thank you
Just
so
kidding.
much,
You're
honey. You have a
welcome. Thank
wonderful
you.
day.
You too. Thank you.
Please.
It's such a pleasure.
I'm sorry we're running late, but
We will. Yeah, we're going to have fun.
sometimes you just get into a
All right,
discussion
I'm
that you can't.
supposed to talk.
Yeah.
You can't break.
Well,
I can break.
I heard the first one was Santiago, so that yeah, he'll go. He'll go.
He had me sitting here bawling.
Mhm.
He was bawling. I mean, and I'm not a crier, but
Sure.
damn, and I got to say hi to this guy real fast.
So Dr. Jay Blackburn, he actually
I know
has a
my brother.
PhD.
Yeah.
Do you know Jay? So Jay actually, what is your degree in?
Metaphysical science.
Metaphysical
I
science.
specialize in paranormal science.
Okay.
And like he literally is the real deal. We picked his brain to death, and it inspired Nacho and I to actually take those classes and get our degrees and that kind of stuff because of this man here.
Nice.
He is such a knowledgeable man when it comes to the paranormal and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And a top-notch person.
yeah, he is a good guy. He's a really good guy. Have a seat.
Yeah. So we're running a Facebook Live. Well, it's two Facebook pages and our YouTube. So it'll all be on there recorded. Stick it on you.
I use those same ones.
And then I've got a backup set if these die.
Okay.
But so I haven't even been looking at
The chat.
thank you, Danny. When you sent me a Venmo, I was so confused. Who sent you a Venmo? Oh, me. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. So so eventually I'll take and I'll break all these up so everybody can have their own video segment.
Oh,
But
sure.
it's
Totally.
pretty much just been running since 11:30 today.
Yeah.
So, because it's just a pain to start and stop and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, but if you would just tell the world about yourself and
Sure.
what you do and all that good, great stuff.
Well, my name's Larry Eissler. I am a filmmaker primarily. I started the paranormal 17 years ago, and I ran the gambit from trying to prove it was fake and failing miserably, then became super sciencey, and then realized that that's not the way either. So I found myself somewhere in the middle in realizing I care more about the stories than I do anything else. So obviously, I try to debunk the obvious things, right? Like that's probably the wind. That's the house expanding, contracting, that kind of stuff. That's easy.
It's eroding in the walls.
It could be anything. But, when you're standing there and you hear the footstep right there in front of you, it's like, I got nothing on that one. So, in some regard, I still do debunk things, and others, yeah, that was a thing. Cool. But I'm here to tell the story now. So that means, doing documentaries. I did a 3-season show on Paraflix called Expedition Entity, which was more lesser known locations, and I like those more. I can go to Waverly, but the story's been told. I can go anywhere, and a lot of times the story's been told. But these small places where these spirits haven't been talked to in 100 years, they're gonna have things to say. So I like that stuff. So doing documentaries, writing books, doing presentations like I'm doing today. I'm just all about it now. And it takes me all over the country.
That's amazing, right? I mean, that's one of the best parts is you get to see places that otherwise you would have never seen, right?
Right. This year, today, I'm in PA. I'm from Chicago. So it was supposed to be a 10-hour drive. It was 12 because of an accident. Next month, I'm at the Bash in Gettysburg, back in PA. Next month, I'm at the Symposium, back in Gettysburg. And then in September, I'm at the Underworld Culture Con, back in PA. So it's like I'm in PA 4 times this year. So, but I don't mind. I don't mind the driving. I like talking to people. This is new. So I love doing this stuff. So I just dig it so much.
So I have no idea how all this right here came together. We signed up as vendors. We love Sean and Danielle.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to help support them. I'm like, we'll buy a vendor table and we'll set up and vend our little wares, and we don't come here to make money. We come here to meet people. But I started doing my podcast this year, and I said, well, could I walk around and talk to everybody, introduce the vendors and whatever? And she's like, oh, you want to do a podcast? I said, yes. She said, I have an idea. I said, okay. 2 hours later, she sends me this thing with all these names and times on it. I said, what's this? She's like, oh no, you're gonna interview all of our speakers. And I'm like, Shauna,
Surprise.
what, why? She's like, I want you to have access to everybody. I'm like, oh my God. Everything we do, we try to be authentic, right?
Sure.
We're not out here trying to get clicks. We're not out here begging for followers. In 2 years, we have almost 7,400 followers.
Mm-hmm.
We don't ask for followers. We share everybody else's information. Hey, follow these guys. We go places. We do lives because if you can't come, we want to bring you with us, right?
Yeah.
And we do everything we can to promote everybody around us. And we don't really promote ourselves. Mm-hmm. And when Shauna said this, I'm like, no, that's not what I wanted. I don't. It's not about me. She's like, make it about you this one time.
Sure.
And I'm like, then I feel selfish because I get to hog everybody's time.
Well,
but it's a great opportunity, and I really do. I appreciate her giving me this opportunity because I get to go to your table and say hi to you for 5 minutes and never see you again. But now I got like 10, 15 minutes and we can hang out and talk. And,
absolutely.
It's a great opportunity. And because of things like this, we get to do this. And I'm just so appreciative to Shauna, Danielle, and everybody that she's got working here. They're all doing a great job.
Yeah.
And this fest, I hate to see that this be the last year. So we'll see.
There's a few things that I've seen at this event that are really unique, and I go to a lot of events. The Jason thing yesterday.
Yes, that was amazing.
Like, I'm getting photos and stuff and videos and just having fun, and I'm like, this is really cool.
We did that last night. It was
really
amazing.
Cool. Yeah. So stuff like that, or having this set up. Not a lot of events do this unique stuff.
No.
So.
In that doll room downstairs.
I'm not going anywhere near that. Yeah, I saw. I'm also friends with the doll queen herself, Mary Jones. We'll go to an event, show all these dolls at our table, and she's like, come say hi. I'm like, no. You come say hi to me. No.
Oh, you see, Scotty was holding her and talking to her.
Yeah, Scotty can do that.
She's very sweet.
Sure.
But he was spot on with what he got from her, and to me, it just amazes me that multiple people get the same thing from her.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just, and that's just shows you their authenticity.
Well, and she's telling her story.
Yes. But she's a sweetheart. She's been around. Look, something's eaten her legs over the years. It was a mouse or what it was, but a friend of ours rescued her, and it creeped her and her daughter out. And the daughter says, "Do you think Uncle Nacho would adopt the baby?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'll adopt her." And she's been nothing but wonderful for us.
Good.
We do have a friend that is totally just terrified of dolls.
Yeah.
So Deborah went to the thrift store and bought just 3 random dolls. They're not, well, I can't say that they're haunted.
Yeah.
And we put them in a box and shipped them to him and made him open it on the live, and he was terrified.
Evil.
So what are you working on anything specific now?
Sure.
That you can talk about? I know sometimes people can't talk about it.
I've got 2. One is called the Seance. It is basically a modern take on the first spiritual possession in the country. It happened in the mid to late 1800s at a place called Watseka, Illinois, the Watseka Wonder.
Okay.
And it's always described as a healing thing, a spiritual miracle. This young woman, Laurency Benham, was inhabited by the spirit of Mary Ruff, who had the similar symptoms, seizures and fits and all that, almost a decade prior. So, in order to heal Laurency, Mary inhabited her body, and Laurency's soul went up to heaven to be whatever it did. And after 100 days, Laurency returned, and then she lived to be like 92 and had a dozen kids. Full recovery. So, looking at that story, the family that Laurency lived with, the Roths, Mary's father, They were devout spiritualists because this was the spiritualist movement,
Yes.
like 30 years into it. So they did seances and all this stuff in their home. So my friend Neil, who produced it with me, he knows the owner now, John. Took immaculate care of this building. Put a bunch of work into restoring it, and it's a B&B now. You can rent it and stay in it.
Yes.
So he goes, hey, I want to try this out. I want to do a seance in this location. Cool, let's do it. He goes, let's do it with 150 people. I'm like, I don't know if you can do that.
Wow.
And we did though.
Wow.
So the documentary is about the history, about spiritualism, and why like this place is so heavily ingrained in spirituality. And then 150 people on the lawn, because they wouldn't fit in the house.
Right.
About 30 or so had this undescribable experience, speaking to a loved one, where the questions were heavy. Why did my mother-in-law never love me? Did my sister love me before she passed? Is my friend okay because he committed suicide? And people at the end, they were just like, I felt relieved. So it was almost like we conducted our own spiritual miracle. It was a healing event.
Holy crap.
So, but like one medium, 150 people's energies, plus all the spirits that brought with them. She got up. People were talking to her, chit-chatting. I think she went and grabbed her granddaughter. Then she sat in the passenger seat of the car, and then bam.
Oh, yeah.
Just white.
Ouch.
So,
Wow.
so that's the first one. Right now, we're in the works of setting up distribution, so I have no idea where it's going to go and when. That's a whole process all by itself.
Yeah.
And then we did a follow-up to it. It's called the Seance Bloodlines. So this time, instead of doing the large group event seance, we did a small seance in the house, talking to the spirits of the story. Because the official story comes from the doctor that was involved in the situation. His name was C.W. Stevens. He, spiritualist as well, was a hypnotist. And that's how they figured out what was going on, was through all this stuff that he did. Well, he wrote the story after the fact. And there's some things that were a little sensationalized, right? How did Lorenzi's soul go up to heaven and be healed? What does that mean?
Did that light get brighter? Does it feel like it got brighter to you?
I'm under a bram, I can't
Yeah,
tell.
me too. But it just seemed like it got really
The
brighter.
spirits are like, I like his hand emotions. So what does that mean? It's very vague, but also like sensationalized to sell a book. So we go, okay, let's talk to the spirits and get the real story. So while Neil and I were doing an event at the house, this group of ladies showed up. And the 5 ladies are the great-great-granddaughters of the woman that lived to be 92. So 2 of them came back. And the 2 that came back, one of them was a spitting image doppelganger to Lorenzi, and the other was a spitting image doppelganger to Mary. And those 2 were not blood related.
Oh.
So the fact that somehow Mary's genetic look traveled down Lorenzi's family into this moment with us. So they were in the seance, talking to their great-great-grandmother. And same medium as before. And this time, she's telling the story from Eissler's perspective, from Mary, from Lorenzi's perspective. And they corrected a lot of things. So one of the ones that I always love talking about is, again, the story is Mary inhabited Lorenzi's body, Lorenzi left. So during, the conversation with Asa, he made reference to how sometimes it was hard for him because he's talking to his daughter in Lorenzi's body, but then the next day it's Lorenzi again. And I go, hold on, wait a minute. This is different. We were always told Lorenzi left. And he goes, no, they were both in the body. So it's not a possession, it's a walk-in. Which when you're in this world, makes a little bit more sense. Like, why would the soul leave the body?
Yeah.
You would inhabit the body with the soul to do the healing. And then there's a whole bunch more, but
that's deep. That is really.
It changes the story, though.
Yeah.
But granted, if you don't believe in mediumship, you might not believe it. But for us,
Yes.
she's one of the best mediums in the country. She does this worldwide too. When she says something, it's the real deal. Real deal. So she's telling this story, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, this is a whole new story now. Whole new story. But it's coming from the people that lived it. And you can't refute that.
Nope.
It's their story.
I mean, that's why we do this.
That's why we do
Is
this.
to get their story.
Right. So that's the one project that one is done. I'm just waiting for distribution. And the other one, we just filmed in January in Chicago during a negative 20-degree cold snap in an old 1800s house.
Yeah.
So the house was like 20.
Yeah.
Outside was negative 20. We're all like trying not to die. So that's the one project. And the other one, that was light, spiritual, and happy. The other one is dark and not happy. It's called Mark of the Trinity. It takes place in Wisconsin, just a little south of Green Bay, in the middle of nowhere. This farm community had a Catholic church, school, and convent, all three separate buildings. And basically, all the neighboring communities kind of came there, right? So very large buildings for the area. And eventually, somewhere along the line, the church wrapped up, everything kind of spread out, and people started buying. Well, one of the owners ended up basically ripping the altar out, putting it in the basement, and then removing the relic. So in our world, that's a no-no. You basically took this bubble section and punched a hole in it.
Yes.
So usually when it comes to a consecrated ground like a Catholic church, something that's not nice, very malevolent, will go into there just to mock the light side. As in like, aha, I've got this now. Big middle fingers, right? So that's what happened.
That is insane.
But we didn't know that. So we're shooting this documentary, and it started off as an experiment. I've always been on a team. I've always been with others, never alone. I'm like, let's do long-term solo exposures. Every building, one investigator alone in the building for an hour. Whatever you want, whatever techniques you want. We pre-set up SS sessions. Because every investigator has one person was going to run in case they got hurt. And then a fifth person was watching the security cameras. So the moment we set on the property and set everything up, all panel system, 2 or 3 are running. And the system had to be in the building with the cameras. It couldn't be outside the building because they would all cut out. And we're like, what is going on here? So we're moving the system to different floors at a time, and it was nuts. So the second system goes down completely, it's gone. So now we have to hide somebody in the building in an area that the investigator's not going to go to, and they're basically just listening for screaming. That's the only safety we've got now. So the other investigator and I were in separate buildings. She's in the church, I'm in the convent, which is the nunnery. And I'm in the attic doing an SS with my safety. And it was an hour-long SS, which I can do, it's fine. I've got no problem doing them long. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting there doing my thing. I'm just like, my neck is feeling really tight. And it got tighter and tighter and tighter. I started getting choked during an SS. And meanwhile, at the same time in the church, she's picking up on me dying. And she goes, there's something wrong with Larry. I got to get to him right now.
Oh my God.
At the end of my SS, the spirit came across, and the spirit's like, him and her stick together, basement, basically telling us like, this solo thing's done. You have to stay together now. So we're like, okay, let's do it. We go to the basement of the church, which is where she was at. And within like 5 minutes of being in there, she's looking at her camera because, that's all the light you got is the camera.
Yep.
She looks up, there's something there. She looks down, she looks up, it's here.
Oh.
She looks down, she looks up, now it's there. And she freaked, spun around, did one of these numbers. And then as we're like, okay, it's fine. All of a sudden she's like, my back is burning. And I look at her back, and it's red. So we're done. We're done. We're going back to the convent. We're wrapping this up tonight. We get back to the convent, and there's a particular shape branded on her back under her sports bra.
Oh my God.
So that was the mark of the Trinity. So this week, Monday, I went to the Trinity by myself for 3 nights and investigated the church basement, trying to see if it would mess with me too. It's still there. It's still there. It rushed me. Again, I'm by myself in the church. I knew she got branded and scratched and messed up. And I'm looking around and picking up equipment. I look over to the right, and it's just right to my face. I shared the video on Facebook. Did you see me go, "Whoo"? And then it's stalked me. So I'm by myself. I can't video myself, right? So I have a chest rig that comes out with a face pointing camera. And I'm just, talking, looking around, and I see something move out of the corner of my eyes on either side, and I go to look and I see it shift. What the hell was that? Okay, nope, shift. So now I'm trying to catch it, and it's just always staying behind me. Always behind me. And I'm like, this is unsettling. It's legitimately stalking me. So it didn't want me, it wants her. But me, her, and then the other investigator that ended up staying with us the third night, the other two left because they started violently throwing up. They left. The three of us that were left the last night when we filmed last year have been dreaming about the place, as if the place has been calling us back. Well, I go back, and he torments me, but he doesn't do anything. I'm like, okay.
He wanted you to bring her back.
He wanted me to bring her.
Because if you came, she would come with you. Yes.
But I came by myself, and he's like, oh.
No fun.
What is this? So a little bit of light, a little bit of dark. But great stories.
I'm intrigued. I can't wait to see them. For sure.
Yeah.
So do you know Blue Bodie?
I've met her a few times with the same agent. We've done events together.
So she owns a place here in PA.
Mm-hmm. Is it that church and graveyard?
It's that church.
Yeah. Charlotte wants me to talk to her about setting something up there.
So exactly what you said. It's a church, and now it's not a church, and there is something there.
Did they do the ritual to remove the relic, or do they just remove it?
I don't know that answer, but I can tell you, we were one of the first teams to investigate it. And they gave it to us for free, and they just said, "Give us some publicity of what you find."
Sure.
I took 18 of us went there.
Mm-hmm.
One guy drove from Gettysburg there 5.5 hours after he worked a 10-hour workday.
Mm-hmm.
After about 4 hours there, he said, "Hell no," and he drove back to Gettysburg that night.
Wow.
We started with 18 people. We ended up with 4 staying the night.
Really?
We had ladies being chased up the basement steps with something breathing down their neck. We had things thrown. A friend of mine who has been paranormal for about 25 years is very mild-mannered. He doesn't swear.
Yeah.
He left a old cassette recorder downstairs with a microphone, and he went to gather it. And as he was gathering, he had his back toward the boiler room, and something charged him out of the boiler room, and he spun around and he said, "Get back!" And it kept coming, and he said, "I said, get the back!" And it's stopped right here and it disappeared. When it disappeared, there was a growl. He caught the growl on his recorder.
Okay.
And then everybody was like, "We're out." And I'm like, we're staying. We are not leaving. Yeah. And the rest of the night was between midnight and 3. It was really dark.
Yeah.
We slept the rest of the night. You could hear people talking. You could hear walking. You could hear things moving, but nothing out of the ordinary happened after that.
Sure.
We went back another night, and there was only 3 of us there. We were sitting in the safe space, and the 2 ladies were sitting here, and I was facing these French doors. And I saw somebody come down the steps and across into the sanctuary. And I go, "Who the fuck is this?" So I jumped up because I thought somebody broke in.
Right.
Nobody there. So we gather outside that safe space where the steps were, and we entered the sanctuary. And I was again facing the safe space, and right here was a growl. And the 2 ladies looked at me and they're like, "Please tell us that was your stomach." And I'm like, "That was not." And then it did it again. And they're like, "We are out of here." And off they went. The place is wild.
Oof.
I also have a pretty cool video I caught. We just snapped a picture upstairs.
Yeah.
And it was one of those iPhone live pictures. And so when you hold it, it plays, and you see a shadow walk by the other door. And there was only 3 of us there, and we were standing in one spot.
Yeah.
You could see the shadow walk through. I just sent that to Bodie. She's like, "That is such a good catch."
Okay.
But highly recommend checking it out. It's definitely got something. Here's another thing. So I have a friend that's he just popped up there, Mars Bear. He lives in Melbourne, Australia. And I don't do any justice describing him, but he's like half human, half demon, but not the terrible, atrocious demons that you think. And he does a lot of astral travel.
Okay.
And so my buddy Damien was just here. We had just on a Estes up on the pulpit, and we did it as a live. I shut the live off, and me and Damien were kind of comparing notes.
Yeah.
And I said, Damien, I kept seeing this face that had a lot of hair and a lot of wrinkles, and he's describing the same thing to me, right? And we're like, we saw the same thing, which was pretty cool.
Right.
Mars sends me a message on Facebook and says, the being that is there is this, and he sent a picture and typed this whole thing out, and it was exactly who we just described.
Right.
How could he possibly have known that?
Good question.
And so this is what he does. I was also being choked out at a investigation a few weeks ago, and he sent another one of these demons to help me, and you could hear this one that was choking me was talking, calling me names and whatever, and as he's speaking, all of a sudden you hear him go, oh, like he was gut punched.
Yeah.
And not another sound. So what he does is really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed to have him as a friend because, like I said, I was being choked out, and I'm too stubborn to get up and leave.
I didn't either.
I'm like,
I pushed through that session.
You are not going to beat me. I am going to persevere, and I'm going to show you. And one of the things that Mars put on there was, on the live, he put in something to the effect of, Lucifer's cage is empty. And that's where we're going to put him. Well, of course, I'm struggling to breathe, and I'm reading this. One buddy comes, he's stepping toward me to help me, like, we're taking you outside. And they're like, Lucifer's cage is empty. And he stopped, and he's like, what the fuck, dude? He's possessed. I'm like, no, I'm not possessed.
Oh, God.
But, and right then is when it ended.
Yeah.
And, like, no more choking, and we never heard from the spirit again.
Right.
But these things, they can get nasty, right?
They can.
And I'm not saying it's
They
a demon.
totally can.
I don't.
Ours isn't.
I don't
it's
know.
not a demon.
It's just something that is.
Right. I'm working with a folklorist that has a degree in folklore, so she's extremely good at what she does. And the whole time I'm there by myself, every day I'm giving her updates like, this is what happened, this is what I felt, this is what I saw, this is what I smelled, and she's compiling it all together. And it hasn't been announced what it is yet. But, she's like, this is it. Like, you have this. It's not a demon, and it sure as hell ain't human. So I'm like, I can't wait to finish this. And I get to say, like, this is a thing I encountered now.
I can't wait. I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We got Act 1, which was the first investigation done. Act 2 is my solo, just to test, like, hey, I'm by myself. Come and get me. Nope, it wants her. So now Act 3 is, the only way this is going to work is if you confront it.
Wow. Have lots of safety there, though.
So, yeah, the traditional safeties don't really work.
Right?
Unfortunately. So it's kind of like your faith in yourself.
Yes,
That's
yes.
all you have. And the other person next to you have to protect each other.
Yes.
So, like I've got bracelets, rings, I have holy relics, I have holy water, I've got all the stuff. Didn't matter. Doesn't care. Doesn't care about any of it. So just you gotta rock solid yourself. To be alone in a building for 3 nights, you have to be rock solid.
Oh
anyway.
man, come on. Or a little off your rocker.
That was most of my friends what they said. They're like, either you're really courageous or really stupid.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm courageously stupid.
See, that it's something that I would definitely do. See, my whole thing is being somebody that's been in a war.
Mm-hmm.
I've been shot at. I've killed people. I'm not afraid of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I want to be afraid of something.
Sure.
Because if I'm not afraid of something, then there's something wrong with me.
Sure.
And so, 2 or 3 days, I would absolutely do it because I want to prove to myself that A, I can do it.
Sure.
But
sure.
B, I want the opportunity of something to scare the hell out of me.
I think my biggest obstacle was, number one, I filmed there a year ago, and there's 5 of us. And, you're not loud or anything, but there's 5 of you. You make noise. Well, you're in that same building, that same room by yourself, and it's like, this is really quiet.
Where's any
Like
noise?
there's like nothing. And you start to like go bored, and then you start going insane. You're like, I need to talk to someone that's not dead,
anyone.
please. So I end up doing like sporadic live streams all day. Like, oh, I'm just popping in to let you guys know I'm still alive. Please give me encouragement. I'm going nuts here.
Yes.
Or I'd like call people and be like, hey, this is how I'm doing, because they're all freaked out. And like that's the only thing that kept me through it was having interaction with people, because 3 nights by yourself with no internet,
Oh yeah.
it was like I've got nothing to sustain my brain.
Yes.
So
It's definitely a mental test.
it is. And I did not pass it because I'm calling people and doing live streams on my phone, and
But it's what kept you in the game. I mean, you
Yeah.
got, at some point you've got to say, I've got to have some interaction, or I'm going to bail.
well,
Right?
you need to stay sharp.
Yeah.
You need to stay sharp because again, you have to be protecting yourself now. And if anything off balance is your spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, you're no longer protecting yourself. There's a hole, like in the building, there's a hole. So, whatever you got to do to be rock solid, just do it. But if you're doing it alone, take extra steps.
Absolutely.
But
All right. Well, Larry, tell everybody where they can find you.
sure. The best place is to find me on Facebook. Larry Eissler with the Roman numeral 3. And then I got the blue check mark. That's how you know it's me. From there, you can attach to my Instagram, which is the same thing. And that's really it. I have a TikTok, but I'm not super. I don't use it very much. Facebook and Instagram are where most of my stuff goes. And then you can find the rest. You can find the docs and the trailers and the books and my schedule of events. And I'm just kind of all over the place. So you never know where I'm going to show up, including PA.
Include
4 times.
4 times this year.
4 times this year.
So one thing I didn't ask you, and I should ask you before you go.
Sure.
Is there do you have a place that you do paranormal that either is your favorite place or that just flat out calls to you that you have to go to?
Well, Jericho calls in a bad way. But the other one it's called Broadhead Manor. It's in Broadhead, Wisconsin.
I was just there.
We were with Bill.
Well, so our friends, Travis and they run the paranormal team down there, and they kind of run the investigations there. So
Okay.
Bill's like, "Yeah, come down." We spent the night there.
Yeah.
We had one of the craziest things ever happened there. We investigated the entire night. We had a mag light up on top of the mantelpiece there in the sitting room downstairs,
Yeah.
and it sat there all night. And we interacted with it a few times throughout the night. But it was 3:07 a.m. We just shut everything off.
Right.
And we were actually going to camp out right there in that area. We all had cots.
Sure.
And we were just sitting there sitting around talking before we set them up. And nobody had even moved. Like, we've been sitting for half an hour.
Mhm.
That light comes on and rolls 8 inches across the mantle, rolls 4 inches back, and shuts off. And again, no cameras. We shut everything off. And we all went, whoa! And that's my big thing is when I watch these paranormal shows, don't overact.
Right.
All of us did, so it was authentic.
Right.
And so Deb's like, "Can you turn that light back on?" Poof, came right back on.
They're very good about the lights. Very good
But to
about
move
the
that
lights.
thing, there was nothing in the house moved.
Yeah.
It rolled 8 inches across, 4 inches back, and stopped. And we tried for another half hour to get him to move it again. It was a once in a lifetime thing.
Sure.
And of course, even the house cameras weren't recording at that moment. Because we're on the phone with Austin, like, "Austin, can we get the footage?" He's like, "Unfortunately, the cameras aren't working right now." No, but it was a great night
Yeah.
overall. One regret I have is I was going to go into the hole in the basement where one usually is, and 2 other people got in there before I did, and I just felt like
You're overdone now.
overdone, so I
Yeah.
didn't do it.
I do the same thing. Like if people are like, "Yeah, we've been in here for an hour," and you're up. Like, no, I'm not.
It's too
You burned them out.
Yeah.
I don't want to go out there now.
But we did. We loved it. It was a phenomenal night. It's a hell of a drive for us.
Sure.
We're from Pittsburgh, but
Right.
we loved it. Absolutely great place.
Good.
Great
I'm glad.
place.
I'm glad. But yeah, then that's it. That's my go-to. Like all the time, I'm just like, I'll go there. Most times to hang out,
Oh.
but
And Bill's an awesome guy. He really is.
Yeah.
And our friends, Travis and Justin, they're firemen down the street, but they're running all I guess he has like flashlight tours and stuff through there, and they kind of run that for him. We did get to hang out in the garage with the old fire truck. People don't typically get to investigate that. We were one of the first to go through there. There's some dark stuff in there, in that garage. Yeah, it was kind of crazy that night.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we really enjoyed that, and I can't wait to go back. Yeah. The place that calls to me the most is this little place in Circleville, Ohio. It's near Cincinnati.
Okay.
It's called the Grade Kreitz Octagon House.
Okay.
Built in 1852. The house has just recently, within the last 10 years, been moved.
Right.
Down the street and across. Walmart bought some of the land. But this house is a true octagon. Inside, there are 8 sides to the walls.
Yeah.
It's an amazing house. It needs a lot of work for restoration, but it is amazing. You have time now?
Yeah.
Awesome. We're wrapping up, but it is an amazing house. Shadow figures, disembodied voices,
Yeah.
A lot of physical touching. I was standing there by a table talking to somebody one night, and my pant leg is just doing this. This guy's like, "What is wrong with your leg?" I'm like, "Somebody's pulling my pants."
Better this way than this way.
Yes. But yeah, I mean that's the place to call. We've been there 8 times in like 4 years, and they're doing an octagon there later this year. We'll go back.
Nice.
But it's an amazing place,
Yeah.
and it calls to me, and every time we go, that's where I was choked out at,
Okay.
and that spirit is never there. Now there's lots of train tracks there, and that
Right.
night was a full moon. So, and there was some negativity from the curator and his wife who were kind of bickering. So
Yeah.
I think they called something in off of the train that they
Sure.
didn't know they did.
Sure.
But like I said, my friend went ahead and took care of that real quick, and everything was okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the place that calls to me. I mean, we go all over. Last year we did 44 investigations.
Right.
This year we're doing 33.
Sure.
We're on the run a lot, but that place to me is near and dear to my heart. I just can't not go.
Nice. Very nice.
Larry, I appreciate your time. I can't wait to see this stuff come out because, man, I'm
Yeah.
really super intrigued.
Just follow along on the Facebook. It'll eventually work its way out there somehow.
Absolutely.
So then there's always going to be posts and trailers and teasers and all that stuff. So
Well, we'll follow it and share it as soon as it comes out.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Before I go, though, I want to make some cat calls.
Oh, here, let me take my microphone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't need any more of those. I got a few already. Sold out all my cat balls at my last event, and the box didn't come in time. Yeah.
I tell you what, that's probably our most popular thing, is cat balls.
Yeah.
Did she give you stickers or anything else?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Awesome. Did she give you shirt too? Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
so much.